remember to get rid of the waiting screen.
Yes, thank you. God, that's embarrassing. Okay.
No, I mean, I think I did a whole stream once having the waiting screen, which was only half-naked muscular men. And
Oh yeah, I remember.
talking to myself, yeah, that was pretty ass.
So let's just pick screen color. This is gonna be this. And then this is like color.
Penguin, you're in a party with Star, or are you
I am
watching
not.
over the stream? Okay.
No. All right.
So the both of us are a bit delayed.
Yes. So right off the bat, we see we have BlurryFace versus DV8. BlurryFace is going for the fastest second TC I have ever seen. Already has his first 3 villagers on stone.
Yeah, no. It's so
Here you
funny.
go. Now you see it, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So they're doing good work over there. He's making a house, of course. No, Hoover, we want you. Oh shit, yeah, Hoover. We can add.
Yeah, you got to invite him, Star.
Yes.
We can't.
Hoover. Oh, I need to add you as a friend first for Hoover. In the meantime, you guys tell me what. For Hoover.
I mean,
I have a feeling that the DV8 is a little bit better, but they seem quite actually even in terms of how they're gathering resources.
Yeah, so let's talk about what. For Hoover, I sent you I tried to add you.
I think DV8 has a good like villager spread, having those on wood, and yeah, I mean, with the barracks running now, might not be sufficient to have those.
Might not.
On food, he needs more now.
Yeah.
And
but he's also going somewhere and building a storehouse, maybe for the hunt. I don't know.
Possibly for the hunt. First, I was about to say first storehouse being made right now by BlurryFace. Okay, so let's help these players out, right? We got some top talent on this call, and Verhoover will soon be joining us. So here's Verhoover. Add. So we got some top talent on this call. Let's help these players out. What is super important for your build order in the early game, as both of these civs? What should these players be doing?
Awkward silence. I think they should, or at least both, are not making enough use of storehouses to increase their gathering ability. In case of DV8, it's also hurting him to not having the storehouse earlier to get a picker's glove upgrade too.
Yeah, I agree. So storehouses, I made a video on this. I think the top 5
and
things
the gathering from the wood is fine for the barracks.
Yes.
In first, so this is all right. But now, as he has enough wood, he should set up a wood line with a storehouse.
Okay. In the meantime, actually, you see DV8 pushing out with some 5 spearmen. He's going for a nice spearman rush. This might be enough to actually scare BlurryFace. You might not be expecting this, but only 5 spearmen, and they're Egyptian spearmen, so they're going to be falling down pretty quickly.
Yeah, like there isn't really much of a threat by them.
Yep.
As most of his gathering is from near his TC, so.
Yep. So let's talk about the importance of storehouses, right? Every second that your villager is...
He microed him back. Damn.
Yeah, he ran back. So think about this, guys. Like every second your villager is spending going to and from the resources, like seconds of resources that you're missing out on. So by putting like a storehouse super close to your resources, you're actually like you gather more resources more efficiently. So like you should, number one, you can see here by hovering over your villagers, you have the different gathering rates associated with each of the different types of resources, right? So berries gather at 1.8 with the picker's glove upgrade, but hunts they gather at 1.43 with, I believe, with the hunting dogs upgrade. So make sure that you try to gather early on from your deers and your hunts first before you going on to berries, right? Like just to maximize your villagers' time.
Oh no, so many spearmen from BlurryFace.
He's still
From
not
one
in age 2, right?
barracks. Blurry is in age 1.
That's right. So BlurryFace making spearmen. So one of the other things you should think about is like spearmen are really good against cavalry, right? You see this bonus damage versus cavalry. What you should be doing is searching for what your opponent is going to be building. In this case, spearmen, or other barracks units, because he has only a barracks up. Oh, what the heck is going on? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I think,
Can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
No, looks like just Twitch thing doesn't seem to be working.
I think the other important thing to talk about is that, unlike, I don't know, H2 or StarCraft, if you fill up your building queue, you are spending the resources and you're also spending the pop. Whereas in other games, you only get filled on your housing capacity when the actual unit comes out. So they, for DV8, basically, he is limiting his barracks production with having this large villager queue.
Yes, that's a good point. So just as these spearmen come out for BlurryFace,
But having more villagers is
better. Yep.
in
Queuing up
90%
villagers is
times.
nice.
Yep. Even if you have to queue up that many villagers, if it helps you remember.
It helps you lessen that margin of error of not making villagers. If you know that you can't always check on your villager production every 10 seconds or so, queue up one more and you have to check in 20 seconds.
Yep.
What was the count, Staff Knight? Have you compared?
21 villagers for DV8 and 16 for BlurryFace, but he's about to lose a couple villagers if he doesn't run with these villagers right here. Loses one. About to lose another. He has lots of resources, so I'm not sure why he doesn't queue up to the second age.
Yeah, the thing with what I would suggest for them to improve is reading the PvP guide in Sparta. As they currently are mining stuff without really having a purpose for them. BlurryFace has mined over 800 stone, but he can't really use it.
Yeah,
so
he's going to the second age right now, so hopefully he'll be able to put down a second town center, and he has a fair amount of spearmen here. But again, excellent point that you make. You have 1,000 gold. You got to be thinking to yourself, do I need that 1,000 gold? Looks like right now I'm sort of struggling for food. So should I be moving these villagers, or can I move these villagers off of gold since I don't need it right now to food, which I do really need right now. So
and then the Sparta PvP guide also explains build orders. That's one of the easiest ways to actually gain an advantage in a game. You don't really notice them in high-level games as everyone is doing some kind of a build order.
Correct.
But in lower-level games, they can basically define the game.
100%. Like usually, I call it the 10-minute push, right? Against a against an opponent, if you spent your time, get your second TC up, get a bunch of production facilities up, right around the 10-minute mark is when you'll have a large enough army to be able to actually push into your opponent's base and take out their TCs and like really do good damage, if you're spending your resources wisely. So just a couple notes for DV8, and then we'll make some more notes for BlurryFace.
I think a great point can also be made on using build orders just to give some kind of structure, right?
Yeah,
As
like
you-
having a build order like shows that you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're doing everything and nothing, basically. Like you're doing something, but you don't know what you want to do.
Yes,
That's the thing. So having a build order basically keeps you on your toes on what you are preparing for. Do I want to push early at like 10 minutes mark, or age up to H3, get some siege, and then push, or like it helps you keep your mind open to what you're gonna need or what you want to do.
Yep. So I'll just go for some quick points for BlurryFace here. So right now you're housed. So your main goal right now should be more villagers all the time, more villagers. DV8's doing a good job of trying to make more villagers here. So you have even a second town center. So excellent job there, fantastic. But now you need to select both these second town centers and put them to use. So the way you put them to use is by making lots and lots of villagers. The second thing I'll mention is you have your castellums up, but you're only producing out of one castellum at a time. So there are hotkeys that you can create, like shift.
Control groups.
Groups, and that'll help you select all the castellums at once, and then create legionaries out of both of your castellums at the same time. And same thing. So you're making villagers out of one, which is great, but the reason why you gathered all that stone, the reason why you gathered all that wood was so that you could make villagers out of both of the TCs. Okay. And then notes for DV8. Gotta get lots of storehouses on your wood line. Storehouses seem to be your enemy. You have one storehouse for a region of like a whole host of villagers, and that's not good enough. So make sure you put your storehouses as close as possible to your villagers to make sure that they're as efficient as possible. What else can we say? Any other thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, like having the build order, like BlurryFace can benefit from learning the mechanics like control groups and so on. Like those will help him a lot. For DV8, I think he's using them. I'm not really sure at the moment, but yeah, like having a build order would be the next step for him. As that brings structure into his chaotic game.
And I think we have a special guest joining us right now. We got Verhoover.
Yeah, Verhoover is in.
How's it going, Verhoover?
My Russian friend.
So guys, hello comrades. How can you hear me?
Excellent.
It's
Excellent.
perfect.
Great.
So what are your thoughts on this game, Verhoover? You're a very good player yourself. So what?
Sorry, I needed to set up the screen. Don't know how to do it.
Yeah, we've been watching the streams as the connection with these guys might not be the best.
Correct.
So everyone besides Star is delayed.
Yep. So BlurryFace does have a small but mighty Roman army, and DV8 has the same, but DV8 has been making houses quite regularly. So that should be the difference maker here, despite having a worse army composition. Pretty much nothing in DV8's army is really good against infantry.
Yeah, BlurryFace has the lead composition-wise, definitely.
Yeah, so that's one thing that DV8 can try to focus on. You know your opponent. You saw your opponent was using like lots and lots of. Oh, it looks like so because of that, like despite not having the same size of army or anything, like because your units aren't really good against BlurryFace's infantry, you're gonna lose the fight, or at least it's gonna be more even than you initially anticipated. He's got a goat somehow in this mixed.
No. Let's be obvious here. It's that simple saying of more units beat less units.
And that's not true, right?
It is. If you have more units, eventually you'll kill less units.
Eventually, it won't matter anymore. But in this,
BlurryFace won that fight because he had a lot of spearmen. But considering from his production, he won't be having a great time next time.
And is the fact that he's house capped, right? Right now he's.
Oh no, that wall! Oh no.
It's an interesting wall for sure. So
I mean,
Actually,
it kind of does what it does. It's just he's overdoing it a bit, but yeah, I mean, if he wants to wall the side of the map, then this is how it's done.
Why not? He's trying to protect himself
Yeah, this is
from
fine.
those huge Egypt army.
To be honest,
Actually, I played one game versus DV8 and gave him a couple of advices. Also to make TCs, to constantly making villagers up to about 70 villagers. And then you can transition to the caravan line, market line. So about 20-30 units. And he's doing great compared to game which we were playing just about 30 minutes away.
Oh, good.
So he's growing. He's improving pretty fast. So
Good. One piece of advice I will give him.
Can you show what is his villager pop count?
Oh, so
Yeah,
DV8's
17 to 60, right?
Yeah, like DV8's at 50.
All right.
BlurryFace
Okay.
at 19. So you're right.
So-
your advice helped him.
So he needs to get advice to put storehouse a bit much closer to the stone, gold deposits, wood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things that even mid-level players struggle against, like refreshing the storehouses.
It seems that he used to play a lot standard Age of Empires, for example, first, and
Like
there were just a big walking time between those storehouses.
I think he also kind of wants to save money, right?
Yeah,
But
like there's a
in,
mentality
this game,
of like
they are so cheap because
Yeah.
he's forcefully placing them deliberately in between the resources.
That's what I wanted to question. That's
At,
what I
at
wanted
the
to
pond, he had like stone, gold, and berries, and he placed the storehouse rightly in the middle, together from
all of them.
all of them. And I think he just needs to notice one time how cheap storehouses actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Age of
just
Empires
place
Online.
them right next to the source.
Yeah, don't worry about the cost. You got to put two of them. Don't it might seem smart, like, oh, I'm gonna put one right in the middle, but that's not the play. The play definitely is. The play is definitely making sure that you,
Yeah,
have
like
two of them.
So DV8. Sorry, continue.
I want just to say that 50 wood is like around 10 seconds of for like 4 villagers.
Yeah.
Without walking distance.
Yeah.
Also, good thing for DV8 that he have armory upgrades and BlurryFace have not.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep. You're right. One thing I will mention to BlurryFace too is I saw that he was trying to attack the army, not the army, but the priest with his whole army. And what happens is when you right-click the priest, right, your whole army is trying to like essentially go around or go through DV8's army, and as you're going through DV8's army, they're like dying along the way. So try to not attack a specific unit.
Yeah, just the easiest way is like move close and then press S, as the units will attack the units closest to them.
Correct.
So
correct.
they will spread out really nicely.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the hotkeys, there's a specific hotkey for stopping your units, and that's what you should be using before you engage into a fight. Put them really close and then tell them to stop.
Yeah, and
Makes them attack all different kinds of targets around them, except just
yeah,
trying
like
to reach whatever.
there isn't
wanted.
any need to micro in most games. Like the only time there's a difference is when it's mid to high level games. Then the micro will pay off. Otherwise, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and again, like you have both of these sources here, and because you're not, you don't have a control group for both of them. Like you're only now producing from both of them. DV8's doing good. He's got a fortress up. He's making some
Elephants.
like 5, 6, 7 elephants, which is good.
Maybe we should mention that there are two methods, I think. One method is like adding with shift and number, or control and number, making a control group and then adding other buildings into it just with the shift method.
Yep. So see
Or
here.
some people use the find, I don't know, Castellum hotkey. I think it's like a strong B or something like
Yes.
that, control B, and then they select all of the selected unit, which is another hotkey, and then they micro from this, which I don't know, some people do. I don't, but I can see that working, as you don't need to constantly add your buildings in your control group. You just make them, and it's one button press more to make a unit, but
Yep.
yeah, it works, I
Yep.
would say.
I agree. And you saw me do that right now, right? You saw me. So these ones are control group 1. They have the little 1 there. Then we change shift and 2. Now the control group 3. Shift and 3. Now the control group 3. And I made the TC another control group. So I can select control group 3 and fly anywhere from anywhere across the map back to here. And then same thing, I can fly from anywhere across the map back to my town center by double clicking the number. So it's
Also, I would like to mention that people that are starting out, you don't really need that much APM. I showed Gentle
APM
yesterday
is
that
action per minute, by the way.
you need around 50 to 80 APM to get to top 50 in Sparta.
Yep.
You just while gaming, you just need to think about what you are doing, what you are planning, and so on. You can't do this mechanically.
Yeah.
Like a robot. Like click, 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 and
yeah. I like to say that persistent is the key. Like if you're constantly making villagers and units, you will improve naturally.
Yep.
Like the biggest thing is that people don't make units, and that's when things get tough for them.
Yep. Yep. One thing I will mention is that both players, for some reason, made a market in their base. So markets in your base should only be for if you're really desperate and you need to start trading resources. Otherwise, your market should be far away from your TC so that you can begin to create caravans and begin to trade and get gold from your market. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense.
I will. If